So hello and welcome to the third episode of the Boar Hat Tavern Podcast, a podcast all about Seven Deadly Sins Grand Cross. I'm your host, Daz, and I'm joined today, as always, by my co-host of the podcast, Sandyy and Novage. We've got an amazing show today. I feel like I have to say that every time, but you know what? It's an amazing show. We're going to go over the patch notes. Patch notes that dropped just recently. We're going to go over the Valentine's event that we're getting. Valentine's Day is just around the corner. Homecoming event, trying to get some people back into the game. And then we're going to finish off the show with a little fun segment. We're going to do a Jeopardy segment. That's right. Sandyy and Novage are going to compete at Jeopardy, Seven Deadly Sins style. Before that, Novage, did you happen to catch that horrible teaser video? Like, what was going on there for the Homecoming event?
You know, I did catch that, and I actually showed it to my 7-year-old, and she mentioned that that was actually not funny at all. She didn't like it. You know, interesting though, I joked about it that, you know, their production costs, they're keeping it down so they could give us the free 110 pulls that they're going to provide to us. But, you know, interesting fact from an ex-Netmarble employee who won't be named, but they actually left the company because the LA office actually doesn't have control over that type of stuff. They're actually directed and given instructions from the office in Asia. And it's actually a pretty common practice in gaming companies that are based out of Korea and Japan. So that's actually, some people may not know that. So I know they got a lot of heat for that video.
Well, I'm still not sure what demographic that was targeting. I was assuming it was the younger crowd, but apparently not the 7-year-old crowd, as Novage's daughter tells us. But another weird thing I noticed this week too, like just looking at the guild boss scores for our guild, Sandyy wasn't at the top. It was actually Novage. Sandyy, like, what's going on here? Like, are you losing your crown to Novage?
No, so I actually commandeered his account because I don't have a late 6-6. So I want to get a video out there for the viewers and at least demonstrate the strat. So I was able to pull off hard, so a video will be coming out soon. So
yeah, that's a task not for the faint of heart, getting that guild boss score up there.
You know, it actually has been kind of a pain to kind of trial and error some stuff with Sandyy, but we've been finding out a lot of useful stuff. So once she has that all gathered, I'm looking forward to what she puts together to kind of help our guildmates and other people out there that are looking to boost their scores.
And I can't wait to see the numbers on that, because I know a lot of people aren't going to have the requirements to be able to pull off this strategy. So if you're thinking about it, please make sure you wait until Sandyy and Novage put out this video here to let everyone know what's required. All right, so let's just jump right into the show, shall we? Let's talk about the patch notes. There wasn't a ton here. Like, as we all know, the new character releases every other week now. We've got the one coming next week, because that's going to be exciting. We're going to have a special episode for that next week. But we do have some events and some content, which is nice because we haven't had a lot of content in the game in a while. The first thing that we're going to talk about is one of the coolest banners that I've ever seen on Global, the Homecoming Step-Up banner. So just so everyone knows how this works, it's a step-up banner, and you get 110 free draws just for checking in. So you can't actually spend gems, to my knowledge, on this banner. You just get those check-in tickets. They'll be given to you over the course of 2 weeks just for checking into the game. And all of the characters that you pull on this that are SSR characters, they're going to be automatically level 80. You are fully awakened. So this is, I can see why they call it the Homecoming event, because these characters too that I'm going to mention in a minute, they're great staples for the game to clear a lot of like content like demons, PvE, and that part of the game. So if you have friends, and we always want to grow the player base, not for Netmarble's sake, but for our sake, to make the game healthier. So if you've got friends that left the game, I've got a few. I'm going to go contact them and be like, hey, listen, you like, this is like a good little nugget to come back in, right? So the heroes that you get on this, it's a 10-step banner. Step 1, you get Blue Demon Meliodas, like level 80, fully awakened. Like, that's pretty awesome. Step 2, you get Hawk, the PvE king, who also happens to have a stat boost for the next couple of weeks, or I'm not sure how long, but at least like the next couple of weeks. So he can wreck face in the story mode as well. We've got Red Gother, one of the best units in the game on step 4. You're going to have him max awakened. Green King, who's great on Gray Demon, as on step 6. Step 8, Blue Nunchuck Bond, which is great on Red Demon. And then at step 10, too, just to cap that all off, I didn't know this until just moments ago when we're going over the patch notes there, that on step 10, you get to choose a character to get level 80 if you're fully awakened. Now, there's a limited list, of course. You can't just go and pick your, Lost Vein Meliodases of the world. But still, there's some pretty good characters here. We've got Green Valenti, Green Lilia, Green Elaine, Red Arthur, Blue Slater, Green Helbram, Blue Demon Hendrickson, Green Grimoire, Red Hauser, Red Gilthunder, Green Jericho, and Red Gila. I think I'm going to be picking Green Valenti up. Green Valenti and Green Lilia, to me, since they're the original character units, they're probably the best ones to get. A lot of those other ones are available in the coin shop or on Part 1 tickets. I don't know. Sandy, who are you going to pick from that list, do you think?
That's really hard. A lot of them I have 6/6. But
first world problems.
Personal. But I think I'm going to pick up that Green Lilia. Very interesting, from Guild Wars to see people putting her on the defense team. I don't have her. She's the exception on this list. That's not 6/6.
Yeah, for those of you that don't know, Green Lilia is pretty good on a mono-human green team. So that's with Roxy and who knows, maybe even presumably the one when he comes out. But some other characters as well slide into that kind of slot really well. How about you, Novage?
Actually, I don't have Green Valenti 6 out of 6. So it would be another coin to kind of help boost that. It's a great unit, especially like Sandy keeps referring to our recent experiences in Guild Wars, which is actually pretty fun, and kind of building our own teams of different characters that you don't see every day is kind of fun as well.
Yeah, and for the people that want her for PvE, she's actually very good on Grey Demon as well. A lot of strategies kind of revolve around her depending on the difficulty, but it's great because a lot of those PvE bosses have very high pierce rate. So having Valenti out there to counter the pierce rate of the bosses is always a plus. Okay, so the next thing that we're going to be talking about is the spin event that they just announced. Novage, you want to take us through that?
Yeah, the spin event, it's their homecoming special spin event. The main thing from that, you're going to be getting cosmetics for Bond, Meliodas, King, and Gother. They look actually very similar to the cosmetics we got a while back for our anniversary. They are SSR cosmetics. These ones are green. They're referred to in the post as the mint green cheering uniform. The ones that, if you were playing back on the first anniversary, it was the white wave cheering uniform, which was blue. So these could possibly be actual new cosmetics compared to the ones we already have. I don't believe the blue ones were released in JP from what I remember. And yeah, you're going to be able to get some other rewards through that spin event. You got pendants, you got, let's see, there's hammers, there's cosmetic upgrade items. It's a lot of good stuff. And you could get those from like the main stages, the free stages, boss battles, death matches. So it's all kinds of places you could get the spin coins to spin for a random reward.
And I hate to complain about free stuff, but will they stop giving us Sins cosmetics? Like, come on, give us some commandments or like Angels cosmetics. I know like everyone's got the Sins because of the story mode and everything, so maybe that's why they're doing it. But like, let's be honest, especially if you've been playing the game for a while, you probably have a lot of cosmetics just from like all the free events for all these characters. Like, it'd be nice to get some other characters involved too, right? Like, I'd love to see some commandments free cosmetics here. That's what I'd love to see. And also, not to mention, like, you're talking earlier about cutting production costs. Like, let's just make everything mint green. That just strikes me as like, oh, we don't really know what to do. Just like slap a coat of paint on it and like send it out, and everyone will love it. Yeah, you're right. I enjoyed the cosmetics for the commandments from the back to school event that they had. So definitely we've done it before. Just kind of wish that they kind of expand on that for some of the other commandments that didn't get any of those cosmetics. That's true. I guess I totally forgot about that one too. And I'm just salty because the Sins, enough of them. Like they were cool early in the game. There's cooler units now, right? So next on the list, it's time to catch up on the story. If you haven't played through all the chapters yet, this is the time to do it. There's a couple things that are hidden in the patch notes that you may not have noticed that are really going to help you get through the story mode. And this is going to really help out those players that may be having troubles on the later stages, which do get kind of difficult. So one of the big things is usually when you die or get wiped by the boss, it'll say, would you like to continue? And it pops up like for 1 gem or 2 gems or however much it costs. And you're like, hell's no, those gems are way too valuable. I'd rather just try it again with another stamina pot. Well, or not a stamina pot, but another, like, just start over again when you spend stamina. But now you actually get a free continue. 1 free continue per stage, presumably. So if you get close and you're like, oh, I'm almost there, you press that button, doesn't cost you any gems. All your characters come back to life, fully healed up. The boss stays at whatever health level they were at. So you can hopefully chip away on with your second attempt there. You get a second life for free. That's pretty cool. And not just that, though. Hawk's passive, and I mentioned this a little bit earlier, has been increased from, so he doesn't just get a 15% stat boost as per usual in PvE content, he gets a 50% stat boost now. So this is going to make it a lot easier to take that Hawk, which you're also getting for free, level 80 fully awakened from the step up event. You can take him into PvE content, into the story mode, and hopefully clear the story. I think that's pretty amazing. So moving on to the Valentine event. Novage, you feeling the love? You want to tell us a little bit about that?
Yep, definitely. So more free stuff. For the check-in event, it's going to be, looks like about 7 days, so 1 week's worth of check-ins. You're going to get a total of 10 hammers, some Super Awakened coins, Part 1 ticket, and a Part 2 ticket. So those are definitely some good stuff to look forward to that kind of help increase the alt levels or possibly get new characters that you may not have. There's also the Valentine's race. At first I thought it was kind of like the little mode where the characters are running across the bridge where you stop, but it's actually, it's its own story and quests to get some rewards. It's going to be on the kind of like the main interface where the events and the Hawk Pass icon is, and you'll be able to enter it there from the tavern lobby. And from clearing those reward or the stage, you get different rewards. Again, potions for XP, some awakening stones, chests, and then the chocolate box, which was pretty much what everyone's going to want to go hopefully get. That has some random items, some Manya Ale, so a bunch of different rewards for that, for the gifts to other characters in the game to increase their infinity. And there is also another event. There's all kinds of events for the Valentine's. The third one is a sweet chocolate box event. This one is you get it from Fort Soldress, and you get 5 of these chocolate boxes a day. And this one can have a hammer, SSR pendant, some potions for XP, and some demon horns, wings, or ears. What do you think about that so far, Daz? Is that a lot of new stuff for you?
You know what? Like, I was just thinking as you're going through it there, and like, it's great getting stuff to help out your characters, but it just feels like it's almost the same things every time that we keep getting almost over and over again. It's like, okay, they're just themed a little bit differently, you know? I mean, obviously, like, it's a lot of work programmatically to like add new different ways of getting stuff. So like, this is just a quicker and easy way to, like, you know, skin kind of older things, like older game mechanics. You get rewards that way. But still, it'd be nice to like have something there be like, I'm really excited about those like 15 Super Awakening coins or something, you know? Like, it's like, oh, here's some demon horns, here's a couple anvils, a hammer or two, like a couple Super Awakening. It's like, okay, that's all great, but it's nothing that I'm like really excited about, you know? How about you, Sandy? You think, like, would anything get you excited to like go through some of these events? I mean, it's cool, but what would get you going?
Yeah, I mean, gold. I'd take 1 million gold any day. But yeah. Did you already mention the gift box event with friends, Novage?
No, I was going to go over that right after. I just kind of wanted your guys' input so far from the stuff that they added. You know, I personally, like Daz mentioned, I just remembered these events that you get like an item and it randomizes out of 8 items you could possibly get. I've always had the bad luck. I'll get, like he says, the 2 demon horns, and I don't get the hammer or the SSR pendant that I was hoping for. So I'm not sure what the drop rate is on those. But yeah, I was just kind of curious what you guys were thinking of that. But as you mentioned, yeah, the heart-shaped gift box event with friends is the last Valentine event. It's the fourth one. I'm sorry, the fourth one of the items that they're adding. You basically get friendship coins, and you're able to exchange them for a box, which again, random reward. It goes from 5 hammers, 1 SSR pendant, or 5 purple stones, 50 anvils, and some UR chests and potions, and you get some race draw tickets too. So again, what luck will we have on those? So you're able to purchase it for 1,000 friendship coins.
We're all getting the chests every time. I can see it happening already. I'm sure that it's heavily skewed towards those.
Yeah, speaking of friendship coins, I have 8 slots open on my friends list, and I want those chests. That's why I kind of jumped the gun there.
Yeah, that's about it. So 4 different Valentine's events, kind of spread out with most of the similar rewards with each other. The one I'm most excited about, which I think a lot of people are too, is the check-ins, because you do get 3 Super Awakenings, and you get a SS Part 2 ticket. So those are nice, and some hammers.
So they're also sprucing up the tavern a little bit. We're getting some new furniture items, but they're not free like we sometimes get during these events. You got to pay some valuable gems for these, Sandy. Is that right?
Yeah, they're instead of 30 gems each, they're only 15. The Marble's like, yeah, you got to pay for something, right? And the decorations some of them include the deathmatch active duration, 150 minutes increase. We already have one that's 120, so this one gives you an extra 30 minutes. For those of you who are kind of busy, you can just prox it and leave it, and it won't run out. You can come back to it, in 3 hours. And then walls. For the walls, they're adding the Fort Soldier's Dungeon Reward Gauge, 14% increase. I mean, it's so rare nowadays that the special dungeons that 14% really does matter for those resources. I definitely will be activating that buff. And then they have the bulletin board, which is 2 stamina recovery for clearing daily tasks. I hope it's just not like 2-step stamina. I hope it's like 2 stamina pots that can get me a couple of runs in Guild Boss. But yeah, I mean, spruce up your tavern if you want to give it that kind of loving feel for Valentine's Day. I know I like to change my decorations around and put on different buffs from time to time. Yeah,
and so oftentimes these tavern cosmetics aren't worth the electronics they're printed on. Does that analogy work? I don't even know. But in this case, like Sandy did point out 3 that are actually worth looking at. Like the deathmatch activation timer bit. Like a lot of people don't have that one. It was an exclusive one from like a long time. I can't remember what event it was. So like if someone's new to the game, like that's a great one to get. Having demons up for 3+ hours as opposed to just 1, especially if you take a long time to clear them, that can make a big difference. It gives you that like more wiggle room if you want to spawn them all at once, right? So you can just spawn them all at once and be a bit more efficient with running through them with your friends. But I think the one that I'm going to get, and of these 3, I think I'm just going to get one, is the gold one that you mentioned too. Like going into that gold dungeon and getting the stamina gauge going up like that much faster. Not the stamina gauge, the reward gauge going up to get that extra bonus chest. I think that's pretty important, especially when you're trying to maximize your gold output during the half stamina events. If you're spending like, couple hundred stamina pots, or even like however many you're spending, like that can add up quickly, and I think the gems may be worth it there. Novage, you think you're going to be buying any of these ones?
The ones you guys mentioned are tempting. I'm still not sold yet. I'll probably think about it and make that last minute purchase if I have some spare gems after the one before they go away.
I thought for sure when I saw these talked about the other day, it's like, oh yeah, there'll be like a couple gems, you know. And then I saw like, oh, we're putting on a discount. It's not 30 gems now, it's 15 gems. Like, are you kidding me? This would have cost me 30 gems at regular price. Like 15 isn't a sale price here. 15 is still a ripoff in most cases. Like, I mean, like if you need some of these, then yeah, it could be good in the long run, but that's a lot for what you get.
Yeah, if the stamina pot ones, if it is really 2 stamina pots, that definitely I would get.
So final boss Merlin, that's some pretty big content. She's coming back. Sandy, like, can you tell us about final boss Merlin? Who should we be running? What's it all about again? I've got the worst memory for this guy, so I don't even really remember what she was about. What's final boss Merlin about?
Yeah, so final boss Merlin, she is a green unit, and she does take away your ults, and those attacks really can hurt. So she has her posse with the 2 gals, and you need to kill one of them or both of them because it decreases defense-related stats by 40% for each dead ally. And I think this time around, you want to run for Green Helbram, Green Gother, of course Dairy Queen, and Red SR Liz that heals as a sub. And just the kill turn is just to finish her off by turn 9. If you do have all Dairy's alt, 6/6, you can net at least 4K on Hell. And what you want to do is basically just kill her right-hand woman first by upgrading and using the Dairy cards. Killing her allies again will decrease her defense-related stats. Then work on her left, and the objective really is just to stall the first stage while building Dairy Queen's alt and her buffs. And then you're going to keep Merlin at bay with Green Gother and his little pumpkin bombs. And entering the second stage, you need to have that gold Helbram buff. And we've been using him for guild boss anyway, so you have that equipment on him. So end with gold Helbram buff, gold Dairy buff for that 50% increase and evasion, and then just alter. But for free-to-play players out there, I know you can run it with Red Arthur, Red Escanor, Red Hauser, and of course Tweegot in the back. That's just your mono HP team. And yeah, but I'm really curious. Here's something I want to really try out, and I might make a video about it, but I want to try a late Green Gother, Dairy, and SR Liz. So I might try that out.
Can't wait to see how it goes. So where should we be aiming in terms of getting like the rewards, like top 10, top 5, top 100? Like what are we looking for here, Sandy?
Well, you want to aim for top 5. I mean, you're getting 5 engraving stones and 2 SSR pendants, 20 gems. Those gems come in clutch. And then you get the awakening stones. But also just trying to clear it. It also has the score rewards. So, you'll be getting, if you get the 3,000 points, the SSR pendant, you can get 3 gems and so forth. So, you're getting something even if you don't end up in the top 5%, but that's what you should be aiming for. And then the exchange items, you can go ahead and get that. I mean, it's once a day. You can get a total of 60 of the engraving stones. Yeah, and then her cosmetics, again, I agree with you, Daz, that it's just, can you give us new cosmetics, something to look forward to? I already have these.
Who knows?
What do you think, Novage?
For the cosmetics, I actually wanted to kind of poke fun about the other final boss that we haven't got yet on Global. I know a lot of people were kind of bummed that it wasn't final boss Bon. I want that content for the challenge. I know he's the hardest so far of the bunch. I don't know, what are your guys' thoughts on that? Have you guys heard or seen anything on that matter?
I suspect we're getting him soon. The news I've been hearing on The Wire is that he was typically like catered for Green Easton and another unit too, another OC unit. I can't remember which one. Maybe it was like Blue Valenti or something weird. Like, I don't know. Don't quote me on that one. But either way, like Green Easton has been overdue for a while, and I feel like she's probably going to be coming out any time now. Maybe even just like a week or two after like the Escanor is released, the one. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see by the end of the month Bond coming by with Easton and whichever other OC unit, it goes kind of with that one to help clear it. But I mean, I'm thinking that's probably why they haven't released Bond, because they changed the release schedule for Green Easton. I think that's why we found ourselves waiting and making fun of it every episode. Next on the docket, we're going to be talking about Tower of Trials Season 3. It's been a while that button on my interface is locked. I've been tapping it, and it just doesn't want to open for some reason. I assumed as soon as Season 2 was done, Season 3 was going to start, because that's pretty much what happened for Season 1, right? I need these Super Awakening coins so badly, and Tower Trials is the best way to get that, because I think clearing the whole thing, you get a stupid amount. I think it's like 27 Super Awakening coins, which is great. You can take one character all the way up to max Super Awaken with those 27 Super Awakening coins. So we made a bit of a mistake. I think it was in episode 1. We said, oh, this is the easy one. This is the one where you're going to be able to clear all these tough title rewards and everything. But it actually turns out this is a really tough one. It's Season 4 that's the easy one. So this one here, it's Zartros at the top. And one of the problems is, I'm not sure if it's Zartros or maybe it's like the Road to Zartros. They do a lot of extra bonus damage to demons. So your Esterosas of the world, suddenly you can't just ride him all the way through with his not his passive, his counter card. And Lost Vein takes a lot of damage. I mean, Lost Vein, people seem to still use him on JP. I was watching some video footage of people trying to clear it on JP, and a lot of people were still using Lost Vein with Goddess Liz. But we also have a bunch of new units that are going to be, or that are released, or going to be released. Like Green Gother is one they didn't have in JP. The one coming out in a couple weeks, he might wreck phase 2, and he's not a demon, right? So there might be some new strats that kind of evolve here. So I guess we'll have to see, as people kind of take this out for a spin, what's going to be the best strategy to clear the very difficult higher stages on this. So just kind of rewinding a little bit to talk about that achievement I mentioned. There's a title achievement. You go into your quests and there's titles. Like, I always forget how to find that section. But if you can get titles for things like, if you eat food, HP food, you get like a bonus on top of your normal 10%. Well, this one gives you a bonus 4% to HP when you eat HP food, which is huge, especially for things like PvP. HP food is amazing. If you're not eating CC food, you want to get the best way to get your CC up and actually get a stat boost from it too is HP food, right? Instead of 10, you're getting 40% more HP from eating that food, right? 10 to 14, 40% if you're following me. And also guild boss, a lot of guild bosses, a lot of final bosses, they have a lot of point value based on how much HP you have remaining at the end. So you're tossing an extra 4% on, that's a huge difference. So my advice is try and look to see which ones you don't have done yet. There's 6 things you need to do. And you may already have a bunch of them done without even realizing it, but go in and try and plan through. I'm going to go over the 6 of them here and maybe mention which ones what they are, because the game doesn't necessarily explain them all very well too. So if you go in, you look at these achievements that you need for this title. There's the view from the top. That one is simple, but can be difficult. You just have to clear the whole tower 3 times. So if you've been playing and you had endgame kind of level stuff for the last 2 seasons, this season you're going to get that, right? If you don't get this season, you're going to get next one. There's nothing really planned for that other than trying to complete the content. The next achievement you got to get is called I Don't Need to Give Everything I've Got. And this is probably the hardest one. In order to get this, you have to attempt the final floor. It's attempt, not clear. The final floor with 3 starting grade SR heroes. So you can still have 1 starting grade SSR hero. They can be level 80 UAR'd and everything like that. That's cool. It had to be a starting grade SR, so not something you'd pull. They'd be a gold coin or whatever when you pull them, right? So you have to have 3 of them, and you can use 1 SSR character. So that's tough, especially with how difficult this content is. So that achievement is probably one you're going to want to wait till next season, because it might literally be impossible to do that on this one, because it's not just, like I say, it's just attempting it, but in order to get to that final stage, you have to clear the 4 ones before it with that team, because you can't change your team on every level. So that's a difficult one to get. How do you like that is the name of the next achievement. And that's clear this final stage without failing. And that one sounds like it can be tough, but you know what? It's actually really easy to get, because if you forfeit instead of dying, like if you know like it's lost, you're about to get wiped, just hit that forfeit button and do it again, because that forfeit doesn't count as a fail. So you can keep doing it over and over again until you get that run, as long as you don't let the boss kill you. You do it yourself. You just shove that knife in your own heart, right? So that's something you definitely want to make sure you're doing. The next one is, and some of these conflict with each other, so you got to plan ahead a little bit, right? Because some of these require failing, some of them require that you don't fail at all. So you got to think about what you're doing here. Next one's called First Time. And it asks you to fail twice on the first floor. Probably one of the easiest things to get. Just toss in your lowest level character without any gear on them, just one character. You know, I made the mistake when I was doing this. I put in a full set of 4 people. You just put in like your goddess, like, you know, maybe your blue Liz or whatever, right? That you didn't level up, or just a character you got sitting in your box, and they'll just die right away. You do that twice, you get that achievement. Simple as pie. I've Never Been So Furious is the name of the next one. You actually have to fail 20 times on the final floor, and that one obviously conflicts with one of the ones I was saying previously, where you got to do the final stage without failing. So you need 2 rotations to be able to complete those 2, because like I said, they conflict. So if you're not planning on doing that this time, make sure if you're not going to do a perfect run this time, make sure that you just suck it up and hit that, like, you know, kill yourself 20 times to get that achievement. You might already have it already, because some of these bosses have been pretty hard in the past. And the final one is The Sub Can't Make It. This one's actually pretty tough to get as well. You have to use the same team composition from start to finish. You can't change it up, which you can do every 5 levels, right? You can't change it up at all. So this requires a little bit of planning as well. And you can fail with this one. That doesn't matter, but you just have to make sure you keep the same composition all the way up. So technically it is possible to have all these done at the end of this season of Tower of Trials, but it's very unlikely. So hopefully you can get most of them done and maybe prep up for next season, getting that SR grade starting Hero 1 done, because that's going to be tough. Anyways, that's Daz's The More You Know moment. You guys have that in the States, right? The more you know, hopefully. I'm from Canada, everyone, if no one knows. So sometimes these weird Canadian sayings get kind of lost in translation to an American or global audience. All right, and we were looking through the patch notes, and Novage noticed a little something sneaky, little bullet point at the bottom. Well, we're getting a new character that, well, I mean, are we? Novage, you want to tell us about that?
Yeah, so a lot of you people that love PvP, the geared PvP season 4 started, and there's some interesting rewards for the top 100 people that are in Challenger. You're going to get that chest. Previously, it was the human form of Helbram. This time, they're actually giving you the Holy Knight Walio in the box. Is that how you say his name?
I don't even think the people who created the character know how to pronounce that one.
Waleo?
Yeah, so interesting character. I mean, he has, I believe he has a buff like Lizhawk, Blue Lizhawk. So it's kind of like a resistance buff, very exact same card. He also has a single strike card that reduces their crit chance by 50%. And he also takes, I believe, 30% damage less from, I want to say, blue units. I think, I'm not too sure, because they didn't release any info really on him. So they kind of just snuck it into the notes right there in the fine print. Interesting season too, with the buffs for season 4. I mean, the first season rule for the first 7 days, you recover 3 ultimate move gauge orbs when you're taking damage and surviving an ultimate move attack. Better sure you're going to kill someone with your ult. If not, they're going to come back with vengeance. Sandy, you have a comment about season 4?
No, just for those of you who don't know what this Waleo looks like, we've seen him before in Final Boss Taizo. He's the little short bowl cut dude. So, if you're a collector, try for that. And that's a character that wasn't released in JP, right?
I haven't seen much information. I know he's obviously a character that you face in, like you mentioned, Final Boss, and even some of the story missions. You could click on him, you can kind of see his skills and his passive from being one of your opponents. So haven't seen anything even on the Grand Cost database for the JP and Korean version.
I really hope I run into like someone who's trolling PvP and they're running Whalo, Taizu, and Twigo. And I hope there's like an Easter egg in the game where they do that like stance move that they did on like the final boss thing, where they got like that super move they all kind of do together. But oh man, I hate how Halbram and now him are going to be those like constant wanted posters in my character box that I know like I could just never get. I wish they just disappear after like this reward period's done, because like I can't get them. Just take them off my character screen, please. It's just taunting me with a character I'll never be able to get. It's very unfortunate. Okay. Is there anything else you guys want to talk about, or should we get into the fun segment? Not that the previous part of the show hasn't been fun, but anything else you guys want to talk about on these patch notes, these lovely patch notes before we continue? No.
Pretty good.
Excited
for what you have in store.
That means that it's time for Jeopardy. 7 Deadly Sins style. We're not going to play the music, and I probably shouldn't even call it Jeopardy because of copyright claims, but let's be honest, no one really is going to care that much from whatever studio puts on Jeopardy. So the way this is going to work, if you've never seen Jeopardy before, if you've been living in a hole, Jeopardy, well, we're going to have 2 categories, and each category is going to have 5 questions worth a certain, each question is going to be worth a certain amount of money. Sandyy and Novage are going to be competing against each other to try and get the highest amount of dollars from this game. So if you answer a question correctly, that's worth, say, $200, you get $200 towards your bank. By the end of it, we're going to have a final Jeopardy where they can wager up to as much money as they've currently collected. And if you get that final Jeopardy question right, you basically double whatever you just wagered, and we'll see who ends up winning at the end. Now, a game like this wouldn't be fun if there wasn't anything at stake. Sandy, are you guys going to have anything at stake here?
Yeah, I mean, I threw it out there, but Novage is pretty against it. I wanted the loser to shave off an eyebrow. During quarantine, we could just grow it back by the time we all go back to work, right? But I think with a little banter back and forth, we kind of decided, hey, it's Valentine's Day next week. So for episode 4, the loser is going to have to write a love poem for a character in 7DS.
Sandy, do you have a character in mind that you're going to be writing it for if you lose? Or is it you're going to be like, oh, I'm not going to lose. I don't have to worry about that now.
I might just write one for the heck of it. But I did reveal my favorite 7DS character, and that's Estarossa. So, if I do lose, that's going to be my boo, besides taking the one home on Valentine's Day. What about you, Novage?
In advance, I apologize for winning. I'm pretty sure that we're all going to be looking forward to your love poem next week.
The trash talk has already started, and I love it. Okay, so let's just jump into the game, shall we? So we don't have buzzers because we're super low tech. We're just going to do a quick little hand raise. I'm going to try and do my best to judge who raises their hand first. For the audio listeners, don't worry. I'll just mention who gets it first. You don't have to actually see the visual. But so the 2 categories we have on the board today is, first category is sibling rivalry. So all the questions here have, or I guess answers, because it's Jeopardy, you give the answers, you got to give us the question, have to relate to siblings in 7DS. The second category is, what's that skill? The answers to this are going to be skills in the game related answers. Hopefully I said that properly. But we've got $200, $400, $600, $800, and $1,000 questions. And we're going to start with Trash Talker Novage. You can have control of the board, sir. What would you like to take as your first question?
Can I go for siblings for 600?
Oh, you're being that guy who goes right in the middle, eh? You don't start at the bottom, go to the top. That's all right. So sibling rivalries for 600. This is the brother of Bartra, king of Leonis. Do, 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 do. This is actually one of the hardest ones. And it's funny, he was actually in a couple of videos that I was watching recently, so I'm assuming that neither of you are answering this one. The correct answer, and don't worry, the rest of them are easy, and there's still time to buzz in if you want, is Denzel.
I don't know his name.
Denzel. The character that everyone forgets. Yeah. He was actually a big part of the story. He's the head of the Pleiades of the Eyes of Your Sky, or one of those things, whatever, like the Death Pierce was involved in. Yeah. Okay, well, no one got...
He also,
So, way to pick the worst question, Novage, for the first one. But you know what? That means that you get to pick again. The scores currently are 0-0. Novage, what would you like to pick for the second question?
Let's go siblings for 400.
Going a little bit lower. Makes sense. You got the first one wrong. Zeldris and Meliodas both have forbidden loves. This is the race of Zeldris's lover. You guys are killing me. Oh, Novage.
Is it a goddess?
It is not a goddess. Novage, you have negative 400 points.
Sandy, I actually have...
Sandy, you want to try and give it a shot?
Demon?
Nope, you're negative 400 too. This is going fantastic. The correct response is, what is a vampire? She was actually a vampire. A little spoiler, I guess, alert. But
spoiler alert.
Yeah, spoiler in some of these. Just, but still, like, these are very, like, obscure things, so it's like the spoilers are very minimal here. Okay, Novage, let's take it away with the third one here. Go ahead. And like I said, you guys are picking the hardest ones to start.
Yeah, I should just start at 200 for what's that skill?
What's that skill for 200? This is the move that makes both Green and Red Gother one of the strongest characters in the game. Novage.
Invasion Arrow.
Yes, we got a correct response. That puts Novage to negative 200. You're both still in the hole. You know, this reminds me of, if you ever saw like the Saturday Night Live Celebrity Jeopardy skits where they all ended up with like negative, like way too many points. I feel like that's kind of the way we're going here. But you know what, Novage? Congratulations for jumping ahead of Sandy. You are in the lead with negative $200. What would your next question be here?
Let's go with... what's that skill for 800?
For 800. What's that skill for 800? This is the actual name of Derrieri's swipe card. Come on, Sandy. It's the Dairy Queen. You got to know this. What's the name of her ability?
I just remember Pimp Slap, but I know that's not it.
I was going to call it the Pimp Slap too, but I was like, maybe we should keep this a little G-rated. But, okay, well, we're going to just go on to the next question then. So the answer to that is, what is Darkness Hand? I had no idea. I assume that you guys might know that one, though, because of how often we use good old Derrieri. All right, Novage, keep it going, bud. What's next?
What's that skill for 400? Going back to the low.
Okay, I'm hoping you guys can get this one. This one's a little bit easier. Most of King's skills are named after a form of this, and it also happens to be his sacred weapon. Sandy.
What is Chastiful?
Yep, Spirit Chastiful. You've brought yourself out of the hole. You are officially at $0 and in the lead. Wow, this is difficult. Okay, Sandy, you get to pick next. We've got Sibling Rivalry for 200, 800, and 1,000, and what's that skill for 600 and 1,000 left?
Let's do Sibling Rivalry for 200.
Sibling Rivalry for 200. He is the protective older brother of Jericho. Novage.
Gustav. Oh, what is Gustav?
Gustav, that is correct. You're both back at 0. We could have just started here, and it would have been no one the wiser, right? So, okay, Novage, you've got control of the board.
You know what? Let's go big. Siblings for 1,000.
Sibling Rivalry for 1,000. You've got the daily. No, you don't have the daily double. Okay, one of them. Okay, let's start that again. Of the male 7 deadly sins, he is the only sin that has an older sibling. Doing a little calculation. Oh, Sandy.
What is king?
Nope. Ooh, that hurts. -1,000, Sandy.
I'm in debt.
Of the male 7 deadly sins, he's the only sin that has an older sibling. Okay, Novage, go.
What is Escanor?
Yes! I am so glad that someone got that one. Escanor had an older brother. And as part of his backstory, he was bullied and such by his older brother. Okay, Novage, you have a commanding lead of 1,000 to Sandy's -1,000. Sandy, I hope you're thinking of some lines of prose because you might be doing some of that for next week. But anyways, Novage, you got control of the board. We've got what's that skill for 600 and 1,000 left, and sibling rivalry for 800 left.
Let's go with what is that skill for 600?
What's that skill for 600? Before Goddess Liz came in with her shield, this skill of Green Merlin's was the most likely shield you'd see in PvP. Novage.
What is Perfect Cube?
Yep, that's the correct answer. You now have $1,600. Virtual dollars. I'm not actually giving you that money. I know you got control of the board. 2 questions left.
Let's go with siblings for 800.
Sibling rivalry for 800. This one's a tough one. He is the younger brother of Gila. I know, the little guy that she protects and does all her stuff for. Sandy's gonna take a go at it.
I don't think I have it right. I think I jumped the gun. What is Simon?
Nope.
No.
Uh-oh. Bigger hole. No, were you gonna take a crack at it?
I don't remember his name.
Neither do most people. His name is Zeal. Go figure. Okay, last question on the board. What's that skill for 1,000? And just to make it interesting, we're going to change that to being worth 2,000 to give Sandy a shot of coming back into this one here. So what's that skill for $2,000? This is the name of the ultimate move where Lost Vein Meliodas splits into 3. Two seconds. Anyone going to take it?
We all use this move.
I know. Every day. Okay, Novage, go for it.
Is it body doubles?
Oh, virtual body doubles. I think we'll accept that one. Virtual body doubles. So I'm looking at the scores going into Final Jeopardy, and I wasn't really expecting this. Novage has got $3,600, and Sandy has -$1,800. So maybe Sandy will give you a little bit of a chance here by saying that you can wager up to $3,000, even if you don't have $3,000 to wager, just to make it a little interesting. So right now, I want you guys both to think about how much you're going to wager, and we're going to go into Final Jeopardy. So the category for Final Jeopardy, before you think about your wager, it's 7 Deadly Sins banners, Grand Cross banners. So it'll be a question related to a banner. All right. Do you guys have your wagers locked in? All right. The question is, this lady was featured on the first banner released in June 2020, the banner that dropped the week after Blue Demon Meliodas was released. You don't have to put up your hand, Novage. This one, it's Final Jeopardy, so you both get to answer your best go at it. And we're going to start with Sandy. Do you have an answer to... Well, let's start with your wager. What was your wager, Sandy?
My wager was 1,000 points, trying to get out of debt. And I'm just drawing a blank. Novage is just killing me here. And I was reading some of the comments. They said, good thing we didn't go through with that eyebrow thing. I'm going to have to post videos with one eyebrow on YouTube.
Good thing.
So I'm glad we're doing some sort of poem.
So no answer. So in a new effort in futility, Sandyy has negative $2,800. Sandyy, I gave you every opportunity I could to try and get you back out of that hole. But Novage, we're going to go to you. How much did you wager?
I wagered 400. Safe.
400. He tries to go for the easy win. Way to be, do the quick math there. But irregardless of your answer, you've won. But what was your answer out of curiosity?
It was the red Merlin. Is it the red Merlin?
No, I hate to say it. Red Merlin came a lot earlier than Blue Demon Meliodas. The correct response was Green Valenti. She came the week after Blue Demon Meliodas to counter the Pierce meta. I thought maybe you guys would get that.
Oh, that's right. So that was the hint that you gave us.
That was the hint. This lady, I almost said this green lady, but I was like, maybe that's a little too much. All right, so the final scores, the final tallies stand at Novage with 3,200 and Sandyy with negative 2,800. So Sandyy, next week you are going to be reciting a beautiful love sonnet to Esterosa, and I cannot wait. So and on that note, this is going to end the show. Hopefully you made it this far through that horrible round of Jeopardy. We might do it again. Leave a comment in down below, or just get in touch with us. Let us know if you like that segment. We can adjust it or change it, or maybe you got an idea for a different kind of game we can play as well. Thanks to everybody for watching the Boar Hat Tavern, a 7 Deadly Sins Grand Cross podcast. We stream this show live on Twitch at twitch.tv/Boar Hat Tavern every week on Monday nights at 9:30 p.m. Pacific time, right after weekly in-game maintenance typically starts. Sandyy, we talk about your videos all the time, but if people are looking for them, where can they find them?
You can just go ahead and go on YouTube. It's Sandyy, Y, 7, and then DS. That's it.
Nice and easy. And all three of us are actually members of the Global Guild Denied, part of the Scoundrels Alliance. If you'd like to come and hang with us, or maybe even join our ranks, poke your head into our Discord. The link's going to be in the description of wherever you're listening or watching this. And if you'd like to get in touch with us, you can actually email us anytime at podcast@boarhattavern.com. We'd love to hear from you. Or you can also follow us on Instagram or Twitter. Get in touch with us there. We're on both those platforms. We're at Boar Hat Tavern. You can also subscribe to our channel or to our podcast on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitchers, wherever you happen to find your podcast line. We should be there. You can also find our shows on the website, the fantastically horrible website, boarhattavern.com. We're still working on it. I feel like it's an ongoing gag, but it will get better, I promise. But in the meantime, don't visit unless you really have to. And we also like to thank Streetwise Rhapsody from YouTube for composing our awesome cover of the Grand Cross theme that we use for our intro, and Andre Bobet from ArtStation for letting us use his outstanding 3D renders of the Boar Hat for our pre-live and post-video splash screens. You can find all of their work at their websites. Both will be in the description below. Everybody, thanks for listening. Have a great week.
Bye, guys.